Yes, hello colleague. Welcome again to my YouTube channel. I've been asked a lot of questions on medical related issues, but today I would like to respond to two major questions. One is how do we store medicine at home? Number two, how do we dispose of medicine at home? They are really critical because drugs is one of the regulated products in Uganda. So on storage, it is actually very good to store drugs properly, because drugs can also die in a simple term. But let me say drugs can also die, or they can lose their self-life. And the moment they have lost their self-life, they can no longer work, even if they have not yet expired. So expiry and dying or losing self-life, they are different. Expiry date is always written on the packaging material for the drugs, but self-life or the day for dying depends on how you store and keep your drugs from all places. But today we want to focus on how we can store our drugs at home. Normally, when you see the packaging for drugs, they always say store in a safe, cool, and dry place. But on top of that, I want to add one thing: it has to be out of reach and sight for children, for it to be properly stored. So the ideal is, if you have a cupboard at home, it could be the best place to store your drugs. However, if you don't have cupboard, what can you do? Number one, you have to ensure that the drugs are not kept on the floor. That is number one. And at least has to be kept at a height where the children cannot reach, and as well as they cannot be able to see the drugs. Because the moment you put it where the children can access, they can easily pick and take the medicine, and you know the consequences. They can overdose or use it inappropriately, using to a lot of harms to the children and the community as well. That is briefly on storage. Is simple. If you have a cupboard, that would be the best place to store your drugs. Now on storage, the gold standard is on disposal. The gold standard is, at the community level, we are unable to dispose of drugs appropriately or safely as required by the regulatory authorities. So in case you have a drug which has expired or leftover drugs, please don't dispose it off in a dustbin, or maybe in the river. Is not the appropriate place to dispose of drugs. So the ideal is, if you have such commodities at home which have expired, please return them to the nearby health facility. This can be a clinic, this can be a drug shop, or a government facility next to you. Then from there they know what they can do. For the health worker who might be watching this video, please accept those expired medicine when have been returned by the patient to you, even if it was not purchased or dispensed from your facility. Our community doesn't have the capacity to dispose of these drugs. Please accept them and initiate the necessary procedures to dispose these commodities. I'll be making another video on how to dispose of expired or unused medicine, starting at facility level up to the National Drug Authority and the bodies which have been mandated to dispose of this drug. Thank you for watching.